Hi, this is Neska from COMA Music Magazine. I'm here with the fabulous Christelle from Bile. Make a face. Do it. Do it! Good man. Alright, so you've openly spoken about how you hate radio. Is Built to Fuck, Born to Kill more where you want to be? And would you consider the album and the time period a comeback for you and Bile?
Alright, let me make one thing clear. I don't hate radio. Just a lot of Bile fans said they were disappointed with it. So I was a little disappointed with it after listening to it like maybe a year and a half after I did it. I was like, wow, I could have done better. But at the time, I was in a different place in my head, different state of being, I guess. You know, I wasn't drinking like I normally do. You know, I don't drink like I used to anymore, but I still drink. But at that time, I was like firmly on like the sober tip for health reasons, which I won't go into, but just accept that I got a bum ticker. I don't know, what was the second part? About that
would you consider it a comeback?
The new album, would I consider it a comeback? Don't call it a comeback!
God, I hoped you would do that.
No, it wasn't like conscious effort to say, hey, I want to make old Bile music. I just made another record.
It's just a progression for you.
It was, yeah, it's just me. I mean, the Bile music is me.
Awesome.
I don't like to follow trends and all that shit, you know, because I don't know how to do dubstep. I don't know how to do fucking EBM. I don't know how to do it. I do what I know how to do, and that's the Bile music. And that's why I guess it sounds unique to people, because it's not trying to fit into a genre. Like,
I think that's why it works.
I like so many different kinds of fucking music, you know. Today we were singing like Carcass, and then right after Carcass we were singing Genesis, and then we were singing Squeeze, and then we were singing, I don't know what, I Wrestled a Bear once, you know. It's all over.
I think I just became an Uber fan.
Yeah. Okay.
So the latest album seems a bit more autobiographical. What was the mindset going into writing it?
I don't know if autobiographical per se. I don't know. I just write what comes to my head. I usually don't try to follow a storyline, although I have in the past tried to do, like, for example, You Can't Love This, a 4-part melodrama off of techno horror. I was trying to write a story, but I don't try to really write stories. I just write how I feel. I'm living, you know, right outside New York City and being fucking broke because it's so fucking expensive makes me feel pissed off that I can't fucking go have a steak when I want to. I gotta go to fucking the dollar menu because I just don't have the fucking money, and there's so many amazing restaurants in New York City that I can't even go to. And I gotta, you know, I want to have nice beer, but I end up drinking PBR. You know.
Totally understood.
So life is what is my inspiration for all these things, and you know, I come across maybe stories or movies that I see, and maybe that has an influence on some things I do. I don't know, but it's all me. If you listen to Bile and you're like, wow, that's fucked up. Yeah, I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up.
So you re-released King of Negativity for the new album, which was previously on a Pigface album. Aside from the obvious reason that it sounds a million times better, why did you decide to revisit the song?
Okay, this is the story of King of Negativity. I wrote that song in 1993 when I was first writing Bile. And I wrote it and I was like, wow, this sounds like a Ministry song. And I was like, all right, we already get compared to Ministry because they were on Psalm 69. We were just coming out, and I was like, I'm trying to avoid comparisons. So I wanted to be our own thing, our own entity. So I never used it. And when I got to Pigface, all of a sudden I'm working with Martin Atkins and Chris Connolly and some other people that were involved with Ministry. So I was like, if I do this song now, this lends credibility to the song because they were in Ministry. The song sounds like Ministry. Fine, there we go. I could do it now. So I did it. I gave it to Martin to mix, and I didn't like what Martin Atkins did with the song. Although I am supremely grateful for having a song on a Pigface record, because I love Pigface. I love going to Pigface shows.
Right.
I love being in Pigface. It brought me in so many places and made so many new friends for me and everything. So, and we used to play it live with Pigface, but it didn't sound like the record. It sounded like the version that I did on the new record. And so once I realized like what it could really sound like, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go back to the original. And on the new Bile CD is the original way that the King of Negativity was supposed to be and is and will be forever from this point on. I know Pigface is always gonna probably play that song because it's a great crowd song.
Yeah.
It's a lot of energy and it just has that fucking pounding beat. And I'm just happy that it got exposed to Pigface fans and people, or else it would have just been a song off the new Bile record. But here we are that you're asking me questions about it.
See, there you go.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
So what inspired you to bring the Rabbit Hole along with you on this tour?
That was a suggestion from our booking agent. And, it would have been obvious for us to bring like an industrial band on tour with us.
Right.
But, why see two bands alike in one night? That, to me, that's boring. And the Rabbit Hole doesn't sound anything like us. They're more rock, alternative, with a little electronic. And I fucking love that. They're a fucking live band. A live band. Do you hear that? They're not a fucking laptop band, which is not a band. A laptop is not a band.
That's awesome. All right.
So I really liked it. They're great fucking guys.
Cool.
I'm a big fan now.
So you've gotten back into old habits, like drinking, and you've promised to never write an album while sober. What is it about inebriation that allows you to continue doing what you're doing, and why do you think you struggle with it?
Oh, I hate people that interview me that have done their homework.
To be fair, it wasn't me. I'm also drinking.
I enjoy drinking. I can't drink like I used to. Because like I said, I got a bum ticker. And I would like to live. I'm not one of those people who has a death wish or anything like
Fair.
that. I never fucking did. Never even thought about suicide. Only that, like, anything I've ever thought about suicide is like, why would somebody want to do that to all their friends?
Right.
Put their friends to that. Yeah, I like to have a couple drinks, and I feel alcohol or any drug kind of opens up your brain in different ways. Some of my favorite artists I wish would get back on the drugs they did when they did the albums that I love, because somehow maybe they were taking acid or mescaline and their brains were open and ideas were coming to them that wouldn't normally come to them when they were straight. I'm totally opposed to heroin. I've never done it, and I don't think anybody should, because that's just a world of pain.
That's
just
bad
doing
news
that.
there.
It's totally bad news. But yeah, like I said, there's some albums from, I'm not gonna name, I know some of these people, and I just wish they would get back on drugs. Please.
I gotta be honest with you,
Please.
I don't think you're alone in that thought. It's not politically correct, but I think we've all felt it.
Yeah,
a bit.
it's the truth. You can't deny the truth.
So it's been 20 or so years since the formation of Bile. Can you give us a brief overview of your experience and maybe some of your favorite or least favorite memories?
Wow.
Yeah, that's a loaded
Long
question.
Fucking answer. I am just so happy that I'm able to continue doing this. It's what I love to do. I love making music, and I love playing music and performing music for people. I guess I'm kind of like a ham, that I love being on stage, but there's other ways to be on stage. There's other ways to be in the public eye, to have that adulation from people, but this Bile is my own. and this is what I love. I just, Bear and I, it's like our lives, you know. When I didn't do it for a long time, I felt like there was a void in my life. And now that we're doing it again, I really feel just, I don't think I'll ever feel fulfilled, but this is as close as I'm gonna get to feeling that, I think.
It's feeding your soul.
It's totally just, it feels great, you know? I mean, if there's 10 people in the audience or 10,000 people in the audience, either way, I try to do, you know, the best show possible. I had an accident the other night, Cleveland, where I got too drunk and I couldn't continue the show. Isolated incident, don't take that as my reputation, even though I have a bad reputation.
Happens to the best
begin
of
with,
us.
but some people, you know, it happens to everybody. They get just too drunk, but most people aren't on stage when that happens. And
Right.
most people don't pay to see them. So that was a bad experience in the last 20 years. But the things that we've done in 20 years as Bile, some of it can't be matched by any other band and won't be. Some of the fucked up shit that's happened to us. We've been banned in major cities in the United States. Like, you know, the cops say if you come to town, we're gonna arrest you. You know,
Wow.
There's just been so much fucked up shit that happened. I mean, I could sit here for hours and tell these stories. I mean, you know, we're traveling with the Rabbit Hole guys and telling them stories, and they're just like, holy shit. And they just keep saying, you guys gotta write a book. And if I could find a ghostwriter to write, because I can't write more than my name, if I could find somebody to help sit down with us and tell those stories to, I'll definitely write a book.
We're gonna have the best old folks home one day.
Yeah,
Yeah, spiked wheels on
we're
the wheelchairs.
already
It's
kind
gonna
of
be
old
awesome.
folks, but
Shh. No one saw that. That never
What?
happened.
no, I'm
So-
20 again.
So, whatever happened to your side projects, Blutterfly and Lonesome Tapeworm?
Nothing happened. They were ideas that never really took off. I started one project with Levi from My Life with Throko called Black from the Dead. It's supposed to be a 16-song record. He came to my house in Long Island, New York to record. Didn't tell me he had no money, so I ended up having to support him for a couple months. He also didn't tell me that he had no songs for this record, and I had to write all the songs. And finally I got sick of it, and that's why it's only like 7 or 8 songs on that CD. I did do a couple shows as a band called Her Lost Socket, which is like, if you look at the original Suck Pump record and you look at the titles of all the songs, all the letters that are in red, 'cause it's in black, spells out Her Lost Socket. And I did a couple shows. They were electronic shows, and I did like some songs that were on Nightmare Before Christoph and some cover songs. And it was just a good time. It was me to be Christoph and not Christoph from Bile.
Oh, hi, we're outside.
Oh, excuse me, that was me farting, I think.
Better out than in, sir.
That's what I say. Better out than inside me.
So, considering the sleazy nature of Bile's music, is there any sexual act you'd really like to do while on stage if you could get away with it? On the opposite note, what's something you would never do?
A sexual act on stage? Wow.
Bear in mind you are at Asylum 13.
I would love to fuck every person in their face, one at a time, line them up, no problem. Just grab their ears and, like, you know, I'm not talking just like put it in their mouth. I mean like face fuck, deep, everybody's face, guy, girl, I don't give a shit. That would be something. I think somebody would probably talk about that if that ever happened.
Yeah, that
And I
would
love
probably get discussed.
I would
at
love to
some
see
point.
the video for that. I would probably catch something along the way.
We might have to check with our legal department before we could view it on COMA, but
Yeah, I'd probably catch something from that.
Anything you'd never do
Never do?
on stage, sexually?
I don't know. I mean, there's things I'm not into sexually
Fair.
that I probably wouldn't end up doing, but you know, I have a huge collection of home pornography that I've filmed that I love to break out every once in a while and watch with whoever I might be with, or maybe just jerk off to. Be like, oh yeah, I fucked that person, whatever their name was. I don't know. But I don't know. I'm really open to suggestions. You know.
Well, I'm glad
I'll
to hear
try
that.
anything twice.
I'm glad to hear that, because the question I'm going to leave you with is a doozy.
Okay. Ready?
If Bile had its own special version of twerking, what would it be?
Special version of
Twerking.
what is twerking?
Okay. Well, that's a train wreck. You know, it's the bounce your ass dance. No?
Oh,
No.
you want me to dance?
Dance for us. Please dance for us, Christoph.
And then the Pete Towns.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why Bile will always be the most epic, awesome band ever. Thank you so much for taking the time before your show to sit down with us here at COMA. We love you. Have a great show.
Michael, thank you.